All right, looking at number 10, the tangent line is going to be in between the two circles. So that means that it is an internal tangent. Okay, so this would be internal. All right, for number 11, it says in the diagram QR is equal to ST and CU is TX. So this would be 2x right here. CV is 3x minus 6. We want to find the radius of circle C. Okay, so to draw this radius, I would need to connect any of these points. I go Q to C, C to R, C to T, C to S. It doesn't matter, they're all equal. But since these chords right here are both 32, and CU is going to equal CV, these are going to bisect this chord here, QR. So half of QR is going to be 16. So I have a 16 here and a 16 here. Now, since these chords are equal, that means these segments CU and CV are equal. So I'm going to have 2x is equal to 3x minus 6. I'm going minus 2x on both sides first. That's going to give me 0 here, x minus 6 here. If I add 6 to both sides, that tells me that x is 6. Okay, so what I'm looking at on this triangle, if I draw it out this way, okay, I'm only using this triangle QUC here. So I have a 2x here. 2 times 6 is going to give me 12. Okay, if I plug in the 6. If I take half of this 32, that gives me 16 here. So to get this radius, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so I would say 12 squared plus 16 squared is equal to r squared. Okay, that is going to be 144 plus 256 is equal to r squared. If I add those two together, I get that r squared is equal to 400. And so that means r is equal to the square root of 400, which is going to be 20. So the radius is 20 units for number 11. All right, for problem number 12, it says in the diagram the measure of angle E is 70. We want to find the measure of angle F. So I know this angle here is 70. It's an inscribed angle. So if I look at this angle, it goes GEH. Okay, so I have this arc, this intercepted arc here, GH. If I look at angle F, it has the same intercepted arc. So that means that the angle is going to equal 70 degrees as well. Okay, if the intercepted arcs are the same, that means the angles have to be the same. All right, number 13 in the diagram, measure of angle D is Y, G is Z, F is 61, and E is 115. Find the value of each variable. Okay, now on this one, since it's a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, that means that the opposite angles are going to be supplementary. So that tells me that 115 plus Z is 180. And it also tells me that Y plus 61 is equal to 180. So if I subtract 115 to both sides on this one, it tells me that Z is going to be equal to 65. And if I subtract 61 on this one, that tells me that Y is going to equal 119. Okay, so there's my answer to both of those. All right, and so now for number 14, it says in the diagram the measure of QRP is 9x. So QRP, the 9x is here. We want to find the value of x. Okay, since QP here goes through the center, that means it's the diameter, which means that this arc right here is 180 degrees. Okay, this QRP is an inscribed angle, so half of 180 would be 90. So that tells me that 9x is equal to 90. If I divide by 9, it tells me x is going to be 10. All right, number 15 now, it says in the diagram the measure of angle SUR is 32 degrees. Find the measure of arc RS and STR. So if I'm just going to draw this out looking at SUR, here, just this angle, this is 32, S is here, R is here, and U is there. Since this is an inscribed angle and I'm going this direction, I want the arc. I want to multiply by 32 by 2. That's going to give me the measure of arc RS, which is going to be 64 degrees. And if I want STR, what I have to do there, sorry, STR goes this way, STR, okay, since that has an intercepted arc of SR, just like this angle U over here, so that tells me that the angles are equal. So if the measure of angle U is 32, that tells me that the measure of angle STR is also going to be 32 degrees. All right, now for number 16, it says in the diagram the measure of MN is 13, NP is 84, and PQ is 75, and we want to know if segment NP is tangent to circle M. Okay, since this MN is a radius, I know MQ is also a radius, so that has to be 13. Okay, now if it's tangent, that means this is right here will be a right angle. And if it is a right triangle, that means we can use Pythagorean theorem. So what we want to see, we want to ask, is 13 squared plus 84 squared, does that equal the radius, or this hypotenuse squared? To get this, I have to add the 13 and the 75, so this is going to be 88. So I want to see if this is equal to 88 squared. All right, 13 squared is 169. And if I do 84 squared, that is 7056. If I add those two together, that gives me 7225. So again, I'm checking, are they equal to 88 squared? 88 squared is 7744. So I know that 7,225 is not equal to 7,744. So the answer is going to be no. Segment NP is not tangent to circle M.